YouTube! So this is gonna be an uncut how to do a VTuber thumbnail. So I hope you guys like it. You can follow along. It's just gonna be uncut, so you can follow along. It's not gonna be rushed or anything. So we're going to go through the different steps, and hopefully you guys can make thumbnails like I do by the end. So you can use any kind of editing software you can do these steps on. It doesn't necessarily matter. I use Photoshop, but like GIMP and stuff like that that's free, it should work too. So you guys can use that too. All right, let's get started. Okay. We're doing this live right now, so we're going to have chat involved a little bit here. Okay. Let's go ahead. So, the first step that you're going to want to do is research. Research. So, first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up YouTube. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Wow, we're live right now. That's crazy. So, today we're doing the thumbnail. Hey, Leandro. So, today we're doing the thumbnail for craziest house tours. So, let's do craziest house tours. Oh, let's just search up house tour crazy on YouTube. All right. And now we can see on our YouTube, on this YouTube page, we can see what the thumbnails kind of look like for this kind of like genre of video. So let's see this one. Okay. We kind of have an idea of what they normally look like. So maybe let's put like money into it. Okay. They're gonna kiss. Maybe we have to kiss ourselves. Very zoomed out. They have the house from really far away. Let's see. Crazy face on the side. All right, so maybe let's do it a little bit inspired by Cody Ko's face right here in the most insane house tour. So let's go ahead and do something like that. So next step that we're gonna want to do, we're gonna want to do something similar to the pose that he has here, since spoiler, I'm not a real person. We're gonna want to copy a real person. So let's go ahead, try and copy this kind of expression that he's doing in the way that he's doing it. So let's go ahead, close this up. All right, close that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a screenshot. If you're on the Windows computer, you can go ahead and do Windows key Shift S. I think on Mac it's Command Shift 4. I think that's for Mac. Command Shift S. And that'll go ahead and give me the little dragging button. I'm just going to copy the thumbnail. It should open up. Yeah, there you go. So now I have a little snip of this right here. So we can go ahead and try and use this as our reference. Perfect. Okay, so now how I do it, I have a Vroid model, is I go ahead and I open up Vroid. So Vroid is a little bit slow, so it's going to take a second. Make sure to not click anything when you're opening Vroid. It's going to freeze if you do that. So just leave it alone, let it do its thing. So we're going to just use my normal model. I'll open it up for you guys in a second. Okay, let's give it a second so it doesn't freeze or anything. I love Vroid. Okay, there we go. It should be good now. I'll show you guys. So now we have Vroid open. We're gonna go to camera exporter. Camera/exporter, sorry. So turn off auto blink, and we're gonna go to pose. Well, first go to capture size. We're gonna make the capture size, just go ahead, go full on 4K. And since the pose is very zoomed in, you're just gonna wanna scroll in, and then you can press Alt and middle mouse and drag your character around. So we'll drag her in very close like this. There we go. Right there. That should be good. We can turn her to the side and everything later on. But we just want to get like the general position. And then from there just zoom out, because we're going to want to see like all the kind of like bones and everything. So now you can go ahead and go to pose and animation. So that's going to give you the option to do like different animations and stuff. It's all very cute. But you're going to want to click on the side here and go to pose. So you're going to want to make sure that you have show controller selected. And then we're going to slowly move all of this so that it kind of resembles that reference that we have. So again, our reference is Cody right here. We're going to go ahead and try and copy that, right? So we're just going to slowly turn that to the side. Kind of facing down like this. Turn it to the side. Turn that like that. So I'm going to move that over. That should be good. There's not like much going on here. Just make sure that it's real close. Okay. And then now that you have the pose set up, sometimes if the pose is like pretty intricate, you might want to do the facial expression first so you kind of get a feel for it. And now we're going to go ahead and go to face expression. So in face expression, he is just facing the camera. So you can see that he's just facing the camera here. And we're going to go ahead and just leave it. Look at camera like that. So if you want your character like face an object or something, you can do like this and move the eyes like that. Or you can like desynchronize them and do silly stuff like this. But we're not doing that today. We're going to synchronize the eyes. We're going to make them look at the camera. So let's go ahead and we can leave it just a little bit closer right there. I think there would be good. And then now we're going to adjust the facial expression. I don't like doing like the general one. So you're going to want to go like individually. I would say so. It probably is going to look better if you do it that way. So let's see. Eyebrows are very low like this, but kind of surprised. You're like, oh, I don't know. Kind of like, what? So, let's see. We could do a little bit of smile, but a little bit of anger, you know? I'll be like, what? Do like, what? Let's, yeah, a little bit more angry. Let's just keep adjusting. You'll find it. You'll find it. I think that would be good. Now we're gonna go to the eyes. So the eyes are kind of like, oh wait, this isn't hide irises. Oh, wait, what? I didn't know this was a thing. We'll do it like closeness. We'll do it like this, kind of like that, but also opening them widely, like what the heck? Like, okay, there we go. And then the mouth is kind of like ah. So we're gonna go ahead and go with like a surprise kind of thing, like what? What? Ew, that's disgusting. We're just moving the gum. Okay. No, not that one, not that one. We're gonna do more angry. There we go. More anger, more surprise. There we go. We don't want the skin from the nose kind of covering the mouth. That's what kind of happens if you like overdo it. You can kind of see it under my nose. So we're just gonna do that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So this is our reference. We're working with a little bit of limitation, but I think that's pretty close. Okay, and then we could go ahead and adjust that later on. Remember, this is just a base. We're going to move this over to Photoshop. We can kind of adjust the facial expression from there. So, let's see. We could go ahead and just get rid of Cody in my other display right now. And let's move over to Post Effects. So you're going to want to go to Anti-Aliasing, turn that on, and turn it on to High. And then I personally like a lot of bloom. So I turn on the bloom and I turn it over to my pink color. I really like how that looks, so if you like that too, you can go ahead and do that. And then for the lighting, we're going to switch over. That was the post effect tab. Now we're going to switch over to the lighting tab. I kind of adjust it so that there's as little shadows as possible, kind of like a ring light. So we're going to adjust like the altitude and stuff. Okay. We're gonna, oh, oops. Put that to 1 if you mess it up in any way. Was it 1 or 0? No, it's 1. Oh no. No, not 10. Okay, wait. It's 1, it's 1, it's 1. Okay. So we're just gonna adjust that like that. Okay. I think that's pretty good. There we go. There we go. Right there. So we have as little shadows as possible on the model, and then we're gonna go back to pose and animation, and you can go ahead and turn off the controller, and there we go. We have our model pose ready to go for Photoshop. So you're just gonna want to capture that. So it's just gonna show you like the normal file stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. So you just click on capture. And then you just save it as whatever you want. So I'm just gonna save as like Angie thumb. Angie thumb. Alright. Now that we have that saved, we can go ahead and close Vroid Studio. We're gonna open up Photoshop. So in whatever editor that you're using, just go ahead and create a new document. So listen very carefully. This might be difficult for some people. So I just want to say very clearly, if you haven't used it like an editor before. So create a new document. You're going to want to name it like thumbnail or whatever. And they're going to want it to be 1280 by 720. 1280 by 720. Okay? So 1280 would be the long part, and then 720 is the sides. So 1280, 720. Okay, so it'll be a landscape. Okay, so I already have my thumbnail Photoshop file ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. Let me set it up so it'll look like how you guys would have it. Alright, let me just go ahead and close this stuff, delete any stuff that you guys wouldn't necessarily have. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have a blank thumbnail Photoshop file. So what you're going to want to do now is we're going to want to find our background. So we're doing craziest house tours. So we're going to need some kind of like house background. So we have mansions here. We're going to go ahead and grab this one. You could just right click, copy image. So, but you want to be careful, okay? There's a lot of copyright stuff going on. But just be careful. Do a lot of editing. Okay? So we're gonna go ahead. You go to edit and paste. Or you can just do Control V. depends on whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to turn all this off. Okay. So just go ahead and like you can just drag it. If these like selecting things aren't showing up, then let me go ahead and find that for you guys. So right here in the top, let me make sure so you guys can see my cursor. Capture cursor. Okay, so on the top over here, it says show transform controls. You're going to want to make sure that's selected so you can actually adjust this stuff. So there you go. If you press shift, you can adjust it however. So we're just going to kind of stretch it out. Doesn't necessarily matter. This part is going to be blurred just because of my style. So like that. And then we're going to want to make a copy of this. So we're going to do Control J. Oh wait, let's make sure to say that. Control J. So now we have another layer that is the same image. So you see we have double layers now. So we'll use that layer later on. So now we have this one. And we're going to go ahead and just drag that one to the top. Let's go ahead and... So we're going to work on this one first. So these are all of my like filters for... Let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger for you guys. I'll switch over to a different screen. Let me just do this for you guys. Okay. Okay. So what you're gonna do here, we have our background right here. I'm gonna move over, just over here. So all these are just to make it pop a little bit more. So adjust these according to whatever you want thumbnail to look like. Always have Navigator open here on the top. If you don't have it there, you go to Window and you can select it here, Navigator, and then just drag it over to wherever you want it to be. So I think it's not popping enough. So let's add some more saturation. Make it very saturated. This is going to be an example of what your thumbnail looks like. If you make it bigger, then it'll just be bigger. But if you make it small, this is what a thumbnail looks like for everybody on YouTube. So that'll be your thumbnail size. You can use that as a reference to see if anything is too small or too big. So I'm going to make that more saturated, more bright, add more contrast. See, that's really showing up on the thumbnail now. And then what we're going to go ahead and do with that one is filter, blur, Gaussian blur. So we're going to blur that one. We're going to blur this one quite a lot. Like, probably that much is okay. We're going to actually turn down the saturation. It's kind of making it a little bit crazy with the blur. So let's turn it down a little bit because it's going to make those weird lines if it's too saturated. So turn it down. Okay, so now we have our background ready. We're going to go ahead and drag in our pose. So let me go ahead and grab that. Give me a segundo. If you click on Quick Access on your File Explorer, you'll always see it at the top, any of your more recent stuff. Okay, so now we dragged in our pose. I'm going to drag that over here to my preset kind of filter stuff. And when you drag stuff in, it's going to be a rasterized layer. You can just right click and rasterize layer. So now I'm going to turn these on. So I just kind of make it a little bit more cool toned, a little bit more saturated. So you guys can adjust it however you would like. The way that you add these, by the way, is you just go to this tab, Adjustments, and you can click on any of these. I usually use brightness and contrast, hue saturation, and color balance. You just click on any of them and I'll make another layer. So I'll just go ahead and delete that. I already have one. Okay. So now if I press Alt and select these three, make sure you're holding Alt the whole time to select these three. It's going to make it so that it's only using these filters on this layer. Now we're going to click on the magic wand over here. If the magic wand is not showing up, right click on the selection stuff. So it might be showing this one, for example. And then click on magic wand. We're going to select any of the blank spaces. And then you just press delete. Ta-da! There you go. Now you just right click again, deselect. Perfect. So now you can see the filters are only affecting that layer. Perfect. And now the adjustment that I usually do for the model pose is I go into blur, surface blur. So that just kind of blurs the layer a little bit. It's just gonna like blend it, you know, but I don't think we need it this time. You need it sometimes if like it's kind of like pixely and you don't like the picture like that. You could use surface blur to kind of make it less pixely, but we're not gonna use that this time. And then we're gonna go ahead, do filter, and then go to liquify. So liquify tool is gonna make it kind of crazy, but we're gonna need a little bit crazy. This is a thumbnail, remember? So we're going to go ahead and select this one, the bloat tool. Make sure it's selected. If you just press B, you could do that. And then you could do that. Make stuff crazy like that. But we're going to go back. I'm going to use the bloat part under the eye here to make it kind of like more angry. And then we can go ahead and like switch over. Let's switch over to forward warp. So that's the W. And then we're gonna drag this down like this. So you can select preview to see what you've done. So yeah, she just looks a little bit more angry now. We're gonna make the mouth a little bit bigger too. Let's go back to the bloat tool. I'm gonna make the mouth a little bit bigger. And then if you use the bracket keys on your keyboard, you make the brush bigger or smaller. There we go. Perfect. So now, if you go to your history, you can see the before and after. See how much angrier I look? Isn't that perfect? So angry. I'm an angry lady. Okay. So, now we have that part done. We have our background. And now, we need to add a little bit of foreground. So, with our duplicate layer that we have over here, what I'm going to do is just, like, select a part of this house. So, let's just turn up the tolerance up here and select a bunch of this. Just going to, like, select the house, basically. So, I'm just going to click on everything. We can actually switch on over to the quick selection. We're just going to select everything that's outside of the house. Ta-da! Okay, and then you switch over to minus just to correct anything that was selected by accident. So anything inside, I don't want it to be deleted. I don't know necessarily if this is going to work, but we can try. It doesn't have to be necessarily perfect. We're just going to go ahead and go for this. Then we can make a correction over here, because it did select some parts that we don't want. Then we do that. Select some of that. And that should be good. We're going to flip this image too, just so it fits better in the thumbnail. Okay, so now we selected all of the outside of the house. We're going to press delete. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. So now we're going to deselect again. And we're going to go into edit, transform, flip horizontal. Now we need to delete this side. We need to delete this side of the house. So let's just go ahead. You can go to like the rectangular select thing and select this, delete, select this, delete, and then right click, deselect. Okay. Now we're going to make this a little bit bigger. We're going to put it behind me. Like that. And we're going to blow this up. Not too much, actually. We're going to make it like that. I think that's pretty good. That's good. That's good. Okay. We're going to put it like that. And now, you see how it's kind of pixely? I'm going to zoom in to show you guys. You can press Alt and use your scroll wheel to zoom in. You see how it's kind of pixely? So now we're going to do Filter, Blur, Surface Blur. And now it kind of smooths it out. So it looks a little bit better. Remember, keep checking your thumbnail. Thumbnail's over here. Okay, so now we're going to go onto this one. We're going to press on FX down here. It's down there. Press FX. Stroke. We're going to press, it's going to show up this screen. I always make mine 16. And we're going to do a white outline. So you just put 16 on the size. And then you just go all the way to the left over here to get white. Ta-da! And then you're going to right click on that and rasterize layer style. Right there, you can see. Rasterize layer style. Right there. Okay, and now we're going to do it again. Stroke. But this time we're going to do 6. And we're going to do black. Ta-da! Going to do black. So now it just stands out a little bit better. And then we're going to do the same thing, but with our foreground element. So we're going to do FX. Do the same thing again. Stroke. We're going to do 16. We're going to do white. Calm down, please. Okay, so anything that looks kind of weird, we'll fix it now. Do it before you do the black layer, because once you rasterize, you can't edit it again. So we're going to use the brackets, click on eraser tool. We're going to erase anything that looks kind of weird. So you can just like straighten this out yourself. Make sure to go to here. This is your eraser brush. Put the hardness all the way up to 100. You're going to be doing like a line like this. So we're just going to try and make this smoother. It doesn't have to be perfect, just needs to look smoother. There we go. Okay, perfect. Let me adjust in my chair, sorry. Okay, so now we got that done. Now we're going to do the same thing as before. Rasterize layer style. And stroke again. 6 and black. Okay, okay. And there we go. Now we got our foreground element. We're going to rasterize layer style again. I'm going to go ahead to FX, drop shadow. And we're going to add a drop shadow. We're going to make it, this is the way that your drop shadow is going. It's going to go the opposite way of where you click. So if I click up, it's going to go down. If I click down, it's going to go up. So you can see it right here. Just pay attention. It's going to show up like that. So we're going to make it a little bit more intense, like that. I think that's pretty good. And now, in whatever style you like, you're going to add some text. So I always have this one saved just so I can add text in the style that I like. So we'll just erase that. And we're going to do 2,987,342. Perfect. That's a perfect number. I did that wrong. Okay, wait. There we go. Okay, we got our number. We got our number. Our number is perfect. No, please calm down. Okay. And then don't forget to add a $sign. It's very important. Lots of money. Please, $sign. Okay. Just press confirm. And when you press your transform tool, it's going to make it so you can move the whole thing. So we can go ahead and put this Moni. We're going to move this Moni to be behind the house. We're going to move it over here. It's going to be like over here. gonna move me over a little bit. Like that. Oh, we gotta fix the house here. It's a little bit messed up right here. Just erase that. All good. No one noticed. Oh god. Okay. No one noticed. It's fine. It's very tiny. It's gonna be hard for people to notice. Don't worry about the little things. So, put it right there. Okay. And I'm just gonna adjust the stroke color on this one. Just to be a different color. Maybe let's go with our pink. Yeah, that's better. So, go. I forgot to confirm it. Make sure to confirm it. Okay. 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 Put it there, just so it's centered. And now we should be good to go. We got our thumbnail now. That looks pretty good. Look at that. I think it might look better if we do a bunch of zeros. So let's just adjust that real quick. Just click on the text tool right here. We're going to change this to a bunch of zeros. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay. So now you're just going to want to export it. So you're just going to do like, let's go ahead and switch back to our other scene. Okay. So you're going to want to go to File and Save As. So you're going to save it as a PNG. Okay. Switch over. So File, Save As, PNG. So it's going to show like your file explorer. Name it whatever you want to name it. So we're going to name it house tour thumbnail. House tour thumbnail. And then it's going to say file name, so you change that. Save as type, and you click on the drop down menu and select PNG. PNG. And then you just click on save. Okay. So now I'll go ahead and show you guys how my thumbnail shows up, how it came out. And let me open it for you guys. Okay. So it should load in a second. Alright. Look at our thumbnail. Ta-da! So you guys should, if you followed along, you should have something like this. And then you could adjust it to do whatever you want. You can do it. I believe in you. So, let me go ahead and lower the music. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And thank you for everybody that's on the live stream right now. We're going to go head back to our live stream stuff. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for when I'm going to be live streaming. Bye, everyone.